Jai Shri Ram. Welcome all of you all for our weekly Wednesday Ramayan class. So we are in the Valmiki Ramayan BAALKAND 9th Sarga. Though we have completed up to 16th verse, we would like to repeat from 8th verse just to have a recap of the flow of incident. Request Damini Mataji to read from verse number 8.
Yes, Prabhuji. In the future, due to some violation of the codes of conduct, there will be a deadly famine in Romapada's kingdom. All people will be extremely frightened by that famine. Explanation should I read?
No, only the translations.
Yeah. In the future, troubled by famine, that king will be filled with grief. He will summon the well-versed and senior-most brahmanas and say, King Romapada will then say, You all are experts in Vedic codes and are the knowers of the behavior of the world. Please instruct me as per the Vedic rules how to atone. Having thus spoken by the king, the scholarly Brahmanas and expert in Vedas will advise the king. As a solution, they will instruct him to bring Rishyasringa, the son of sage Vibhandaka, to their kingdom. The scholarly Brahmanas will further say, O king, when you bring Rishyasringa, the son of sage Vibhandaka, to our kingdom, he should be highly honored. Then your daughter Shanta should be offered in the marriage as per the Vedic system to that Rishyasringa who is an expert in the Vedas. Listening to the words of the scholarly Brahmanas, King Romapada will start worrying. He will think, how is it possible to bring Rishyasringa, that great sage who has controlled senses, to his kingdom? Then that intelligent King Romapada will discuss with his ministers about sending some priests and ministers to get Rishyasringa.
Okay. So we'll just get the flow of the story till now over here, this point, and then we'll continue from verse number 16. So already King Dasaratha was much disturbed, was wondering how he's going to have sons because he was getting old, and he thought of a plan, a sattvic plan. Let me do some Ashwamedha Yagya and some increase my piety, because with my increase of piety, I can definitely have some children, especially I can have sons. Here the purpose of son compared to today's date is different. In those days, the purpose of the son was to continue the lineage ahead. Secondly, to offer Shraddha and Pindadan to the ancestors, and by which they can also be happy in the Pitrul. It's a tragedy in today's date. People want a son to that, they can ask more of dowry. Okay, that's what is a shift of time or Kalyuka Prabhava. But nevertheless, so when he was planning that time, Sumant is telling him all this story. But I know I was once talking with Sanat Kumar, the four Kumaras, and he was telling, one day Dashrath, about Dashrath Maharaj doing Putra Kamishti Yagya to Rishi Shingya. He was wondering how is Rishi Shingya going to come, and that is what is being described. That once Rompada, his friend, Dashrath's friend Rompada, will have a famine in his kingdom, and that time he will invite. All the sages and the ministers will advise him to get Rishi Shringya, the son of sage Vibhandaka, to his country. And it is said the minute Rishi Shringya would come there and get Rompada's daughter married to him, there will be a lot of rainfall in the kingdom. So now the king was thinking how to get Rishi Shringya to Rompada's kingdom. Now, before we go ahead, understand a little of the Shastric understanding. कि क्यों ऋषि श्रृंगा आने से बारिश आएगा जब इनके ही राज्य में बड़े बड़े ज्ञानी ब्राह्मण सब हैं. What is so special that what makes it so special? Come on, fast. Come on, who can answer me this?
प्रभु जी ट्राई करो.
Please.
उन्होंने यानी वो ब्रह्मचारी थे और इसके लिए मैं भी बहुत ज्यादा बायस्ड है.
Yes, not ज्यादा बायस. उन्होंने वेदों का अध्ययन किया था और ब्रह्मचर्य का तब पालन किया था. He was following brahmacharya path. So that is the reason Why? He said that not nowadays so-called brahmacharyas are not brahmacharyas, but actual brahmacharya vrat, where he has never seen a lady in his life. He has never interacted with a lady. Other than his father, he knew no other human being. He only knew his father. Rest, he thought all animals and birds, they were only existing. He never knew that there was something called ladies also. So he had that potency, that power, the bal, tapo bal, by which he could have children. He could have rain. He could bring in rain to the, and with his power, if that person would do yagya for Dashrath Maharaj could get children. So this was the main purpose. But the biggest challenge was how to get Rishi Shringya to Dashrath Maharaj's kingdom, to Ayodhya. The problem was Rishi Shringya, not to Ayodhya, to Rompada's kingdom. The problem was Rishi Shringya has never seen a female in his life. Secondly, his father might curse if anyone goes to invite him. तो श्राप भी दे सकता है तो मैं करूं क्या? What do I do? How do I come? So for that purpose, all the ministers were afraid to go and bring Rishi Shringya from just where they were, and just an information. Shringeri is a place where Rishi Shringya is to stay. Shringeri near Udupi. That is a place. Yes, Adaji, please read verse number 16.
The ministers, on hearing the words of the king, will become distressed and will lower their faces. They will be pleading with the king, and out of fear of sage Vibhandaka will refuse to go. After thinking of a plan, the ministers will give a solution to King Romapada as to how to bring sage Rishyasringa to his kingdom. They will assure the king that their plan will not result in any wrong consequences even in the future.
So what the plan is? No minister was ready to go, but they were planning. कुछ ना कुछ idea निकालते हैं by which Rishi Shringya can be brought back to Romapada's kingdom. Please.
Then, by the king of Anga and the female dancers of his court, Rishyasringa, the son of sage Vibhandaka, will be brought to the kingdom of Anga. Then Indra shall pour rains on the kingdom of Anga. Then the king's daughter Shanta will be offered in marriage to Rishyasringa.
Continue.
Sumantra finally said, by your son-in-law Rishyasringa, you will be blessed with sons. Thus, I have narrated this as it was spoken by Sanat Kumar.
So, what is Suman trying to say finally? That yes, finally, by the Ganikas, that is the court dancers. कहते हैं ना तो राजा का कोर्ट में डांस करते हैं ना, जो दरबार में जो नाचते हैं, उस रॉयल डांसर्स, they will lure Rishi Shringya and bring him to Rompada's kingdom. And then he will, once he reaches Rompada's kingdom, Rompada will give his daughter Shanta. But Rompada never had a daughter. It was the daughter of Dashrath Maharaj.
Yes.
Dashrath had a daughter called Shanta, which he had given it to Rompada. So Rompada will get that daughter married. So indirectly, he becomes not only the father-in-law, Dashrath Maharaj becomes the father-in-law of Rishi Shringya. So he will come and do this yagya, and finally you will have sons. This is what he had heard from the mouth of Sanat Kumar, and that is what Sumantra is trying to tell here. So with this, with one more verse is there. Yeah, complete.
King Dasaratha became delighted on hearing all this. The king further inquired, tell me in detail how Rishyasringa was brought to the kingdom of Anga from his hermitage.
So now he is excited. Dashrath Maharaj is excited. ठीक है, अभी ऋषि श्रृंग आएगा, मेरा बेटी का मेरे घर पे आएगा और यज्ञ करेगा, and then I will have sons. But how could they ever get this or accomplish this impossible task? It was an impossible task to get Rishi Shringya to their kingdom. As it is, he would not come. And if his father is there, Vibhandaka Rishi, he would curse everyone and सबको भस्म कर देगा. So nobody had the guts to go before this Rishi Shringya, because they were afraid of Vibhandaka Rishi. So this chapter number 10, we will read how Rishi Shringya was brought to. of Rompara. Continue.
Encouraged by the words of King Dasaratha, Sumantra said, I shall speak all that was spoken by those ministers and their plans by which Rishashinga was brought to Anga kingdom. Along with other ministers, you kindly listen.
Yeah.
The ministers and the priest said, O King Romapada, we have thought of a completely perfect plan by which, without any danger, Rishashinga can be brought to the kingdom of Anga. Rishashinga is staying in the forest, absorbed in austerities and study of the Vedas. He is completely unaware of worldly happiness, which arises with the contact of senses with sense objects. He has never interacted with or even seen a woman.
So very important points are there in this verse. See, we all find rasa, happiness in this world, an interest to live in this world. हम सबको एक interest है ना जिंदगी में. If I tell you, hey, let's go this Sunday, let's go to the mall, then what are the things which flash to your mind? Oh, we'll go to the have a nice dinner in the restaurant, and I'll go to the shop and buy. And I do a lot of shopping. There is a lot of sales, so I can buy lots and lots of things. Plus, might be I can see nice new articles which has come in the market. So all those things come in our mind. And this is a nice movie. I'll watch the movie. Whatever it is, we are all attracted. Is हमारा जो आकर्षण है, हमारा जो पुल है, वो किसकी तरफ है? इंद्रिय भोग की वस्तु की. Now, if I just invite you, come, let's go to the mall. Today there is a satsang in the mall. How many people will come? आएगा कोई? Satsang in the mall. Okay. Who wants to listen to all that? And why people don't have this attraction towards spiritual life, the spiritual understanding? The reason is we are all glued to material happiness, which comes by the contact of the senses with the sense object. जैसे आपने एक नाइस केक शॉप देखा मॉल में, क्या क्या आपके दिमाग में आया? First you saw, let's say you like chocolate cake. So you saw the nice dark brown chocolate cake. मुंह में से पानी टपक रहा है. मुंह में अभी तक गया नहीं. But the tongue is already saying, come on, I should enjoy it. And then immediately you put your hand in your pocket, take out the money, give it to the shopkeeper, buy the piece of cake, and put it in your mouth. So तभी क्या होता है? Happiness. थोड़ा आराम. Wow, my God, it's heaven. It's great. It's really nice. जो भी बोलना है सब बड़ा बड़ा डायलॉग मारेंगे and we will eat that piece of cake. But समझो बड़ा piece है. You ate half. Now what is your feeling? अरे यार बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, बहुत heavy हो गया है. I'm gasping. I can't eat more. I want to eat, but I can't eat. This is the tragedy with humans. The reason is our human body has not been made for actual enjoyment of the senses. We are making a biggest blunder. The blunder is our senses are meant to give us information. What are senses? Basically, they are informing. There is somewhere there is something burning in the house. What does the nose do? It gives you the information. Hey, something is burning. See, burning ka smell aa raha hai. Go and check it out. Common with ladies, gas pe kuch rakh denge and they will forget. Many times, not always, many times. Gas pe rakh diya and phone aa gaya, badbad kar rahe hain. And suddenly, अरे हाँ कुछ जल रहा है. अरे बाद में अरे मैंने ही तो रखा था गैस पे. They will run to the kitchen and switch off the gas. By the time जल चुका रहता सब्जी. So what does this mean? The sense was that to give you information कि भाई कुछ गैस पे जल रहा है. The senses also give you, when you're eating the food, whether that food is okay, whether it is palatable or not, whether it can be eaten or not, खाने लायक है या नहीं है, ये भी आपको इंद्रियां ही बताती. इंद्रियां बहुत जरूरी है. भगवान is not a fool to use in इंद्रियां. आंखें दी है किसके लिए? आप रास्ते में जा रहे हो, सामने से एक शेर आ रहा है, सामने से कोई गाड़ी आ रहा है, आंखें बोल रही है भाई शेर आ रहा है भाग ले, अरे गाड़ी आ रहा है, सेव योर सेल्फ, देन यू विल सेव योर सेल्फ. बट व्हाट आर वी डूइंग? Using this eyes to see nice beautiful things, right? The boy uses the eye to see nice beautiful girls, and the girls use it to see nice beautiful handsome boys. So that is the problem. And here, in case of Rishi Shringe, it was different. He has never tasted any sense of pleasure. Any sense object he has not tasted because he was free from all that. No, हम लोग एक जंजाल में फंसे हैं. क्यों? Right from childhood, the child is busy studying. And then finally, when the child reaches SSC, the mother tells, Beta, one more year, bus. This year to padle. Once your SSC is done, you are free. बेचारा बच्चा मर मर के पढ़ता है. Least does it realizes that the minute the SSC result comes out, तभी से टेंशन, क्या लेना है, कॉमर्स लेना है, आर्ट्स लेना है, साइंस में जाना है, इंजीनियरिंग में जाना है, मेडिकल में जाना है, यहाँ जाना है, वहां जाना है. टेंशन वो बहुत ना, पेरेंट्स ऑल्सो, पैसे अरेंज करना है, एंड चिल्ड्रन अरे पढ़ना है. So then he comes to the next level, that is 12th standard. Then 12th standard, बस एक दो साल पढ़ ले, then life is cakewalk. Then after 12th, चलो अभी फाइनली अभी डिसाइड किया है, 890% मिला है, आई एम गोइंग टू गो फॉर इंजीनियरिंग. ओके फाइन, बस अभी 5 साल और पढ़ना है. पहले एसएससी स्टार्ट किया, एक साल पढ़. देन वी स्टार्टेड विद 12th स्टैंडर्ड, 2 साल पढ़ना है बेटा, बस बाद में आराम. चलो एडमिशन मिल गया, आईआईटी में मिल गया, किधर भी मिल गया. देन नाउ स्टडिंग फॉर 5 years. 5 years के बाद यानी काफी नहीं है, वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड, you have to do some post graduation MBA or some masters you will have to do. और 3 साल, 2-3 साल, हाँ, ओवर, नॉट ओवर. जॉब मिलेगा नहीं, सर्चिंग फॉर अ जॉब. चलो, by the grace of God you get a job. Now I got a good job, tension over. No, there's big tension. Get a girl for you, or a boy for you, get married. अच्छा, ये इट इज अनदर टेंशन. मैरिज टिकना चाहिए, आजकल का नया टेंशन, मैरिज टिकना भी चाहिए. ठीक है, मैरिज हो गया, देन सो लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी नाउ एंजॉयमेंट, नो टेंशन, लाइक लाइफ में सेट हो गया है, नौकरी आ गया, छोकरी आ गया, एवरीथिंग इज डन, लाइक आई एम सेटल्ड ऑफ. प्लीज डू यू रियलाइज दैट यू आर पेइंग ईएमआईज फॉर योर हाउसेस? एक एक घर के लिए ईएमआई भर रहे हो. चलो आपने वो भी भर दिया, सब होने के बाद बच्चे हो गए, फिर बच्चों के लिए चालू हो गया उनका केजी से पढ़ाई से शुरुआत. टुडे nowadays is 1 lakh rupees for nursery and play group. Okay, that's the cost of living today, and the new same cycle starts. Now the parents start studying from KG, first standard, second standard, up till the child gets educated. What point you were happy? कब खुश थे आप? Because जो भी आप चीज को खुशी मान लिया, that was only because of the contacts of the senses with the sense object, and that leads to actually a tingling effect. There is no enjoyment. This is called as tingling effect. जैसे आपके मुंह में चॉकलेट गया, वाओ मस्त, वेरी नाइस. हाउ लॉन्ग? 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. बहुत बड़ा चॉकलेट बार लेके खाया तो 10 minutes, उसके बाद बोर होने लगे. You can't keep on eating chocolates throughout the for 4 hours, 5 hours. So after 5 minutes, after 4-5 pieces, enough. Let's say you're a normal person, you're not a sick person. You're a sick person, you can't eat that much also. बस उसी को हमने सुख माना है. But he was more happier than we people, because he was not engaged in the senses, the happinesses which come through contact of the senses with the sense object. That's why the Bhagavad Gita, it's very nicely says, यही संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुख योनिर एवते आदि अंतवंत कौन्तेय न तेसु रमते बुधा. Very important point Krishna is telling Arjuna. यही संस्पर्शजा भोगा. These enjoyments are basically some sparsha. Sparsha means contact. यही संस्पर्शजा भोगा. What does this actually give rise to? Dukkha yonir evate. It gives us good dukkha, sadness. आप बोलेंगे कहाँ से sadness प्रभु जी? I enjoyed the dinner, I enjoyed the chocolate, I enjoyed the cake. Fine. आपने 4 रोटी खाई सब्जी के साथ, 1 प्लेट सब्जी खाई. Can you eat 10 plate sabji? If I give you 10 plates sabji, you will say vomit. I'll vomit. I can't eat this much. So where is the capacity to enjoy? Dil mange more, मगर पेट says no more. है ना? पेट से क्या आवाज आता है? कुछ और डालेगा, मैं उल्टी करेगा. डालना में दिल बोलता है अरे थोड़ा और खा सकते हैं, थोड़ा और, little more. I will enjoy this chocolate. This enjoy this sweet dish. I will enjoy this. Sabji is very nice. तो सिर्फ सब्जी खाता हूँ, रोटी नहीं खाता हूँ. We calculate so many things. Go to the restaurant. हमारा mind works faster than the kitchen. हाँ, क्या खाऊं, कैसे खाऊं, कम पैसे में मैक्सिमम मजा, ये वो सब कैलकुलेशन. इसका क्वांटिटी ज्यादा आएगा, ये मैं अच्छा दबा के खाऊंगा, आज बहुत भूख लगा है, बहुत दिन के बाद आया हूँ, ब्ला 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 ब्ला. बट अनदर ट्रेजेडी इज, खाते खाते क्या बोलते हैं लोग, नेक्स्ट टाइम ना हम लोग वो नेक्स्ट संडे ना विल गो टू दैट होटल एंड ईट. अरे काय का फिर, ये होटल में क्या प्रॉब्लम था तुमको? व्हाई यू केम दिस होटल टू ईट देन दिस संडे? तो डायरेक्टली उस होटल में जा सकते थे ना. वी आर जस्ट हंटिंग, सर्चिंग, searching for happiness which comes by contact of the senses with the sense object. कई बार ऐसा होता है, सब्जी देखने में बहुत खूबसूरत, go to a nice restaurant, the sabji is dressed very nicely, the waiter gets it very beautifully and it gives it to you. Wow, I'm going to enjoy it today. और पहला चम्मच जैसे मुंह में ढाला, what happens? It is not as per your taste. अरे यार फंस गया यार, ये तो लुट गया, मैं बर्बाद हो गया आज. पैसा भी गया और खाना भी बेकार है. So what does this mean? I mean, all of you all must have undergone this somewhere or the other. थोड़ा बहुत कहीं ना कहीं तो रियलाइज किए होंगे. Honestly, मुंह पे ना सही, मन में से तो हम लोग yes 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 प्रभु जी, agreed, yes. So that is why here it is said Rishi Shringa is staying in the forest, absorbed in austerity and study of Vedas. He is completely unaware of worldly happinesses. भौतिक सुख, वर्ल्डली हैप्पीनेस मतलब भौतिक सुख, और भौतिक सुख सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंद्रिय और इंद्रिय वस्तु दोनों के मिलन से होता है. To understand this more specifically, let's have you having a rasgulla in your hand. You try to rub your rasgulla on your hand. Will you get the taste of rasgulla? आपके रसगुल्ला का स्वाद मिलेगा आपको अगर आपने हाथ के ऊपर रसगुल्ला को रगड़ लिया तो? You will not get. चेहरे पे, थोड़ा गाल के ऊपर, जब तक मुंह में नहीं जाएगा टेस्ट नहीं आएगा. Means what? Rasgulla is the sense object and the tongue is the sense. Senses with the sense object. The minute it gets connected, you get anand. Let's say your eyes are closed. You're sleeping. Let's say a young boy is sleeping with his eyes closed and a beautiful young girl comes and moves around. Will the eyes be able to relish it? Will you be able to go to a movie with your eyes closed and relish the movie? No, because that is a sense object and your eyes are the senses through which you can get connected. This is the definition of worldly happiness. बस, that is why Lord says, यही संस्पर्श जब होगा दुख योनि रेवते, इससे दुखी होता है. दुख क्यों होता है? खाना चाहते हो बट पेट भर गया है तो दुख लगेगा ना. आप अपने आप को खुश कर लेते हैं, हाथ दबा के खाया, दबा के खाया, तो कितना खाया? 100 किलो खाया, 2 किलो खाने का था, 100 किलो खाया, इससे ज्यादा जा नहीं रहे अंदर. And then what is Lord saying? आदि अंत कौनते अनतेषु रमते बुधा. Lord is saying जिसका आदि है और जिसका अंत है. आदि means beginning and end. Huh? When you enter into a movie, it is the adi of the happiness, the beginning of the happiness, whatever movie it may be, comedy, children, cartoon, whatever it is. And when you are coming out of the theater, anta, end of the movie and end of your happiness also. Let's say आप घर से बीवी से झगड़ा करके गए हो पिक्चर देखने, बहुत बीवी बहुत काँव काँव कर रही है, frustrated, you go to the theater, you enter into the theater. What you are doing? जो टेंशन है ना बीवी का, बॉस का, whatever tension you having, उठा के बाहर रखते थे गेट के ऊपर, एंड यू एंटर द थिएटर. एंड समझो उधर भी एक सीन आई, जालिम औरत और उसकी पिटाई हो रही है. यू स्टार्ट सीइंग इट एज लाइक दैट्स लाइक माय वाइफ. पीट पीट, मैं तो नहीं पीट सकता हूँ, तू पीट पीट. यू सी मेरे तरफ से दो मार. एंड देन द होल मूवी इज ओवर, व्हाटएवर इट इज, कॉमेडी मूवी इज ओवर. You come out, what do you do? When you come out of the theater, when you come to the gate of the theater, you again take that headache and put it back on your head and come. बीबी चेंज नहीं हुआ, बॉस चेंज नहीं हुआ, वही है, बीबी है, वही बॉस है, वही पति है, whatever it is, whatever your tension, your headache is, the same thing you are carrying back. So what did we get? This is the definition of worldly happiness. Three characteristics I told you. One is it is contact of the senses with the sense object. It has a beginning and an end, and it is not everlasting. बस 2 घंटे के लिए, 3 घंटे के लिए पिक्चर, आधे घंटे के लिए सीरियल, whatever it is. Someone likes to listen to a song, go to a concert, go to a movie, sub, it's limited. But actual factuality of your life doesn't change. उसमें कोई बदलाव नहीं आता है. तो उसी तरह है, ये लोग क्यों है, क्यों ये लोग ये इस वाक्य को क्यों वाल्मीकि जी लिखते हैं, इसके पीछे एक बहुत बड़ा कारण है. जो आध्यात्मिक खुशी पे है, भौतिक खुशी पे नहीं, आध्यात्मिक खुशी में है, उसको ललचा के लाना बहुत मुश्किल है. जो भौतिक खुशी में है उसको आराम से बुला सकते. जस्ट इमेजिन, कल एक एड आता है न्यूज़पेपर, सेल 60% ऑफ, कुछ भी प्रोडक्ट, जो भी हो, लेडीज वाला, जेंट्स वाला, जो भी हो, या बिग अमेजोन का सेल आ गया, बिग बिलियन सेल आ गया, ये आ गया, वो आ गया. कुछ प्रॉब्लम है आप लोगों को बुलाने के लिए, बस एक ऐड दे दिया, लग गए लाइन में पब्लिक. चाहे वो मॉल का सेल हो, चाहे वो ऑनलाइन सेल हो, सब लोग लेके बैठ गए मोबाइल में, मेरे को शर्ट लेना है, मेरे को पैंट लेना है, मेरे को साड़ी लेना है, मेरे को what not, right from pen to piano, everyone wants to buy everything. Why? It's so easy to lure someone, because he is in worldly pleasure state. और यही अगर हम बोल दें, सर हम आपको सत्संग दे रहे हैं, उसमें आपको आध्यात्मिक सुख देंगे, ऐसा कोई सुख होता है क्या? ऐसा क्या सुख होगा? What is so happiness about spiritual happiness? Whatever is there is material happiness. Spiritual happiness कभी देख सकते हो, भगवान को खा सकते हो, भगवान को सूंघ सकते हो, भगवान को सुन सकते हो, भगवान को देख सकते हो? नहीं ना. फिर कौन भगवान देखा है, कैसा देखा है? Where is spiritual happiness? It's not possible. It is not there. People come to this type of gross, foolish understanding. अरे बाबा प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, स्पिरिचुअल सुख वो सूक्ष्म तत्व है, भौतिक तत्व नहीं. जैसे there are certain things which you have to see in the subtle platform and not in the gross platform. आप केक को देख सकते हो, सुख और दुख. Let's say some of your near and dear one has passed away, मर गए, गुजर गए. आपको सुख मिलेगा या दुख मिलेगा। आप बोलेंगे नहीं वो गुजर गए, दुख हो रहा है, दिखाओ वो दुख, तो आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा। ओनली आई कैन फील इट, राइट? दैट्स व्हाट your answer will be. I cannot show it, but I am sad from the heart. So what does this mean? Sometimes feelings cannot be expressed, or subtle things cannot be expressed. So material happiness comes in gross value, whereas spiritual happiness comes in subtle value. And already Rishi Shringya is doing tapasya and doing studies of Vedas. So he is involved in a higher platform, enjoying subtle happiness. उसको जब भौतिक खुशी में कभी इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, how to get him, how to bring him, that is the biggest challenge. And the biggest part is Rishi Shringya is staying in the forest, absorbed in austerities and study of Vedas. He is completely unaware of the worldly happiness which rays with the contact of senses with the sense objects. He has never interacted with or even seen a woman. Woman तो औरत को देखा भी नहीं है, बात करना तो दूर की बात, और प्रेमल बात तो बहुत दूर की. He has never seen a woman. So they are wondering, बाबा इसको कैसे लेके आए, चैलेंज है. नहीं तो बाकी लालच देंगे, अभी आपको बुलाना है, बोल देंगे आपको डायमंड नेकलेस 500 रुपये में दे रहे हैं, आइए आप, आइए इधर से किधर ले लद्दाख आ जाओ, लोग चले जाएंगे. अरे 500 रुपये में डायमंड नेकलेस, अभी 5 किलो वाला, चलो अभी जाते. बस हम लोग भौतिक चीजों को देखने वाले, वी आर ऑल क्रॉस हैप्पीनेस देखने वाले लोग. इमीडिएटली विल रन ओवर दैट एंड सिट दैट. प्लीज रीड द एक्सप्लेनेशन माता जी.
According to the Mahabharata Vanaparva, Sage Vibhandaka was the son of Kashyapa. Once Sage Vibhandaka saw the most beautiful Apsara Urvashi. Agitated by her beauty, Sage Vibhandaka subconsciously released his sperm, which fell into a river. A deer who was cursed, Apsara swallowed it while drinking water. That deer then became pregnant. She gave birth to the human boy, but with the horns of a deer. After giving birth with the Apsara, got free from her curse and went back to heaven, leaving the child alone. When Sage Vibhandaka saw the child, he could understand everything with his yogic powers. Since the child had the horns of a deer, the child was named Rishyashringa. He grew up with his father at his hermitage and had never seen anyone else other than his father throughout his life. Bhagavad Gita 2.62 explains the relevance of the word Vishayanam in detail. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa.
1 minute. Just may explain this part and then we'll take the Dhyato Vishan Pumsa Sangasya Sopajayate. Sangas Sanjayate Kamat, Kamat Krodho Vijayate. So we'll read that, we'll understand that 1 minute later. Let me understand. This is a brief story which is given in the Mahabharata, which tells, this line, he has never interacted with or even seen a woman. ये जो statement है, लोग सोचेंगे ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है, एक आदमी ने एक औरत को नहीं देखा, कम से कम अपने माँ को तो देखा होगा, कम से कम every child would have seen his mother. If no other woman he has seen, at least you would see a woman, see his mother. So here the story explains how he never saw him. That Rishi Vibhandaka, when he saw this Apsara, he got agitated. Urvashi ko dekha, he got agitated. And seeing Urvashi, he got so agitated that he released his sperms. And that sperms fell in the river water, which was drunk by a deer. And that sperm, just by drinking those sperms, the deer got pregnant. And it gave birth to a child, a human form of child, but with horns. That's why Rishya Shringi. Shringi means horns. So Rishya means horns. So this is the reason why he was born with 2 horns. And the deer was also an Apsara, not an ordinary person. So उसको भी कर्ट्स मिला था, तो उसने भी बच्चा देके वो चले गए. So this child, right from the minute he got born from a deer's womb, he has never seen his mother also. So where is the question of seeing a woman? उसने माँ के कोख से निकला, मतलब एक डियर के हिरण के कोख से निकलने के बाद भी उसने जीवन में कभी कोई औरत या स्त्री अपने मां तक को नहीं देखा. He grew up with his father in his hermitage and has never seen anyone else other than his father throughout his life. He and his father was two people in the hermitage, and other animals like deers and all that were there. But he has never seen any other human form other than his father. तो उसको लगा सब साधु ही रहेंगे, उसको कहीं और कुछ देखा ही नहीं उसको. So now here we are explaining the word Vishyan. What is the meaning of Vishyan? That is why sense object. The verse में एक श्लोक में उस शब्द है नारी नाम विषयान सुखस्य च. So what does this mean? Vishyan means sense object. ये what is this? इसको थोड़ा डिटेल में भगवद गीता से एक्सप्लेन किया है. प्लीज रीड माताजी.
Shastras explains how worldly pleasures are drawn by the contact of the senses with the sense objects. When one always contemplates on these sense objects, he develops lust. Though these sense objects do not give you real happiness, people at large are attracted to this type of cheap happiness. Feeding the senses with the sense object may give one some illusion of happiness, but only for a short time. For example, one may like eating sweet gulab jamuns. Initially, one may feel happiness by eating a few gulab jamuns, but if one is forced to eat the same gulab jamun daily or in huge quantities, then it will become a matter of distress and misery. On the other hand, real happiness does not diminish and always keeps on increasing. This is because our real happiness can be experienced only when our soul is happy. The soul, being spiritual in nature, does not get happiness from material things. The soul can experience happiness only by performing devotion to God. An example of a car and a car driver will explain the difference. The soul inside a body is like a driver in a car. The fuel requirement of the car is petrol or a gas, but the same petrol cannot be given as a food to the driver as the driver's requirement is food. Hence, even the richest person in this material world is not able to derive happiness from all the material things that he possesses, as those things are meant only for the body. However, a person in devotion enjoys more happiness as his soul is fed with spiritual knowledge. Hence, in this verse, it is specified that Rishashinga was unaware of the worldly happiness, which is related to the senses, as he was busy studying Shastras and doing austerities.
So the bottom line is, as I always say, we are spiritual, we are not material. We in the sense our body is material, but we as a soul are spiritual. हम सब आध्यात्मिक गुण वाले हैं. ये हम भगवान के अंश हैं, तो हम भगवान के आध्यात्मिक गुण वाले हैं. And for us, we don't need anything material. Anything material cannot give us happiness. What gives happiness is the feel good factor to the senses. इंद्रियों को एक फील गुड फैक्टर होता है. जैसे उसी जीवा में एक मिर्ची रख दी, कैसा लगा? बहुत जल रहा है. उसमें रसगुल्ला रख दिया, हाँ वाह वाह, अच्छा. सो द टंग इज गिविंग यू अ फील गुड फैक्टर, but it is not giving you happiness. Happiness you will derive only through spirituality. And as I always told, there's a small example which is given here: car and the car driver. One of the oldest but most perfect example. कार आपने नया गाड़ी लेके गए, पेट्रोल पंप में बोला अरे टैंक फुल करो, वो बोलता है आप भी मुंह खोलो, आपके मुंह में भी 2 लीटर पेट्रोल डालता हूँ. बोलेगा मैं पागल हूँ क्या, मैं पेट्रोल थोड़ी पीता हूँ. आई एम द ड्राइवर, आई एम द बॉस, आई विल गो एंड ईट नो क्या मंचूरियन, I'll eat Chinese, I'll eat Mexican. Very good. You go to the restaurant, you eat nice Chinese, Mexican, Italian, everything. And the waiter comes and says, sir, गाड़ी का चाबी दो, 2 लीटर डालना है आपके गाड़ी के पेट्रोल के टंकी में. What nonsense, मेरा गाड़ी दाल पे थोड़ी चलता है. That means what? The requirement of the car is different, the requirement of the driver is different. Similarly, this body is like a car, and the soul is the driver inside the car. इसलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, कभी आदमी मरता नहीं है, क्या मरता है? उसका शरीर मरता है. वैसे ही है, गाड़ी बुरा ना हो गया, आप गाड़ी बेच के नया गाड़ी लेते हो, तो ड्राइवर remains the same, the car changes. So the requirement of the driver is different, the requirement of the car is different. When the car requirement is fulfilled, the driver's requirement is not fulfilled. दोनों का अलग रिक्वायरमेंट है और दोनों का पूर्ति करना है. ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि कल से आप सिर्फ भजन करो और काम पे मत जाओ, नौकरी मत करो, खाओ मत, नहीं, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। शरीर के लिए, शरीर के निर्वाह के लिए करना ही पड़ेगा आपको। यू विल हैव टू गो एंड वर्क, यू विल हैव टू अर्न योर मनी, एंड यू विल हैव टू ईट नाइसली। बट सिर्फ वही करोगे, आधा काम करोगे, पूरा काम करना पड़ेगा। आधा काम मतलब शरीर को ही खिलाओगे, ड्राइवर को नहीं खिलाओगे, इधर आत्मा को खिलाना पड़ेगा ना। जस्ट इमेजिन आपका ड्राइवर है और उसका गाड़ी है, ड्राइवर को कभी खाना नहीं खिलाया, कभी नहाया नहीं, कभी उसको मुंह तक नहीं धोया, चलेगा? गाड़ी में बैठ पाओगे? So you need to take care of the driver also, you need to take care of the car also. This is how one can go ahead in life with balance of both devotion as well as of spirituality. And किसी एक पे झुकाव ज्यादा होगा, so what are the consequences? You will read in the further with what happened with ऋषि श्रृंगिया, you will read further कि भाई एक ही तरफ झुकाव था, दूसरी तरफ झुकाव नहीं। One has to have balance in both material as well as in spiritual. If one says, I want to live only spiritual and I'm not going to be interested in material life, it's impossible because you're living in a material world. आप एक भौतिक दुनिया में रह रहे हो, आप खुद एक भौतिक शरीर हो, एंड आप खुद भौतिक चीजों को खा के जीवित हो। कैन यू ईट भगवत गीता? कैन यू ईट श्लोकास ऑफ भगवत गीता, रामायण, महाभारत? नो, यू वांट ईट दाल चावल रोटी सब्जी एंड ऑल दैट इज मटेरियल, बट वो खा के आपको इसको एक थोड़ा फर्दर मोर अंडरस्टैंडिंग you know all of you know how is the satellite launched in the space? सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करना होता है ना स्पेस में, तो कैसे लॉन्च करते हैं? रॉकेट में रख के लॉन्च करते हैं, राइट? तो उस रॉकेट में ना बहुत सारा महंगा फ्यूल भरते हैं, लॉट ऑफ हेवी फ्यूल, कॉस्टली फ्यूल इज filled in the rocket. And what is the fuel done? What is done with the fuel? It is burnt. In fact, the whole rocket is wasted in launching the satellite. स्टेज 1, स्टेज 2, स्टेज 3, एक एक करके रॉकेट का एक एक स्टेज करके नीचे गिरता है, एंड एंड में ऊपर का छोटा सा जो रॉकेट है वो जाके स्पेस में अपना ऑर्बिट में लॉन्च हो जाए। Now, what's that got to do with our life? Even we have got to do the same thing. We have also got to launch our satellite of soul. हमारा जो आत्मा है ना, वो भी एक सैटेलाइट की तरह, जो यहाँ के लिए नहीं बना है। सैटेलाइट, कैन यू यूज इट सैटेलाइट इन योर बिल्डिंग और इन योर टावर? नो, satellite is to be used in the space. Similarly, the soul, actual destination of the soul is spiritual, Vaikuntha, spiritual platform. तो हम लोग मोक्ष के लिए जाना मतलब क्या? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ मोक्ष? मोक्ष के लिए जाना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है और कोई अलग हट की बात नहीं है। मोक्ष मीन्स इस भौतिक दुनिया में रहने छोड़ के स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में जाके सेटल होना। कहाँ पे सेटल होना है स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में? इन द हैंड्स ऑफ लॉर्ड नारायणा। दिस इज द सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट। सो और वहां जाके रहना है, वहां तक पहुंचना है, उसके लिए क्या करना होगा? यहाँ पे भक्ति करनी पड़ेगी। और भक्ति करने के लिए व्हाट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इंग्रेडिएंट यू नीड? अ हेल्दी बॉडी। आपका अगर शरीर स्वस्थ रहेगा, हेल्दी रहेगा, देन क्या फायदा है? आप भक्ति कर पाओ। जस्ट इमेजिन, हाथ दुख रहा है, पैर दुख रहा है, कमर दुख रहा है, पेट दुख रहा है, अब भक्ति कर पाओगे? भगवान को याद कर पाओगे? कैन यू लिसन टू द कथा ऑफ लॉर्ड? कैन यू लिसन टू द पास्ट टाइम्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड? नो, यू कैन नॉट, बिकॉज योर माइंड इज फोकस्ड ऑन pain, bodily pain. You can't focus. So you need a healthy body, well-maintained body, and use this body to achieve spiritual enlightenment and finally go back to the spiritual world. So the bottom line is you need a balance between spiritual as well as material. दोनों का ज्ञान, दोनों का निर्वाह चाहिए। but the focus should be मैं अच्छा शरीर मेंटेन करते भक्ति करूंगा. लोग योगा क्लास जाते हैं, पीपल गो टू योगा क्लासेस. किसके लिए जाते हैं? क्या है ना, डायबिटीज बढ़ गया है, अब योगा करूंगा डायबिटीज कम हो जाएगा, फिर ज्यादा मिठाई खा. क्या है ना, थोड़ा ही दारू पी सकता, लुढ़क जाता. योगा पीने से मेरा दारू पीने का कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाए. आई कैन ड्रिंक मोर ऑफ अल्कोहल. अरे इडियट, दैट्स नॉट द पर्पस ऑफ डूइंग योगा. The purpose of yoga is to keep yourself connected with God. Yoga means connection. Connection with God. सत्यानाश करके लिखा है लोग. They made it उल्टा. So please understand, जब तक हम जी रहे हैं भौतिक दुनिया में रहते हुए, भौतिक शरीर के साथ अच्छी तरह से निर्वाह करते हुए, हमको आध्यात्मिक दृष्टिकोण से जीना है, ना कि भौतिक दृष्टिकोण से. Now, what do you understand from this? We need to have a spiritual inclination at all times. It should not be only Wednesday to Wednesday. जब class होगा, I become spiritual, Prabhuji. Once the class is over, when I shut off the laptop, my spirituality gets evaporated and I become material. That is of no use. You should be always be in a spiritual platform, but fulfilling your material requirements. Little tricky, but an intelligent person applies both to achieve proper destination after death. While living, no one achieves any destination. Only after death you achieve this destination. So that is why you will see further how Rishi Shringya was trapped, because he was only in the spiritual platform and never saw the material angle of it. And senses are very dangerous. How your senses will trip you, you don't know. You have to be very careful. That we will learn further. Okay, with this, I would like to close today's class.